Earlier today, SMU and LSU announced that they're going to play. They're going to play in a back-to-back home-and-home series, renewing a rivalry. The last time I think it was 1934 when these two played. And, last week we were discussing how there's the possibility the SEC goes to 9 games, and then there's a possibility the Big Ten and the SEC have maybe a scheduling alliance for 1 game each year, and that there wouldn't be opportunities for teams in the ACC and Big 12 to play those schools unless it's already set. But you know what? Good for SMU, good for LSU. They found a way to play.
Well, I also appreciate that LSU is doing home and home and not home neutral, which would normally be the case for an SEC team of LSU's clout, where they'd be like, yeah, sure, we'll play you in Dallas, but it's going to be at AT&T Stadium and not there. So they're going home and home and playing at Ford Field there in Dallas, right in the heart of it. And look, if I'm LSU, what I lose in potential, visiting fans that could come to the game in Dallas, I'm probably going to gain in, hey, by the way, we're playing in Dallas, for all those kids in Dallas that they're recruiting every second of every day that they can. So, I think this is a cool thing. I think SMU is clearly on the up. And Garrett, who knows where LSU is by 2028?
I don't know, man.
But I like it. I like, I don't know if you can call SMU a brand, but they're certainly, recognizable. I mean, they're old school, but I like this. I think
they don't
SMU's
care.
up and coming.
They don't care right now what you call them. They're a part of the conversation.
That you say your name.
Right?
Yeah,
right. Craig?
Will they play in Dallas? I know what the contract says, but will they actually play in Dallas when the time comes? I'm interested to see that. That's a small stadium that you wouldn't think LSU would necessarily travel to if they didn't, have to. So what is their motivation? Probably getting into the Dallas area, playing an ACC team. SMU's a rising program, very well run by Rhett Lashley. So there are tons of benefits to that. But, I'm surprised to see LSU agreeing to go to Dallas to play, given the size disparity and that you'd get a lot more juice if you were to go play at AT&T Stadium instead. So I'm going to hold my breath on whether they actually play on the hilltop once we get there.
Extended vehicle warranties. What is the waiting period? An extended car warranty or vehicle service contract usually has a set expiration. Warranty providers have introduced a waiting period. This waiting period lasts for 30 days or 1,000 miles. That means that your coverage only starts after the 30 days, or once you've reached 1,000 miles. Protect your vehicle. Sign up on Chase today.
But if it does pan out that way, I mean, regardless, I admire both teams for deciding to go forth with a juicy non-con game, and that definitely wouldn't have been the case up until a couple of years ago for SMU. That would have been just the same as signing up a Rice or someone along those lines, quite frankly. But because they've made the conference jump and because they've made the playoff, which nobody else other than Texas can say and TCU can say, they're in a different level than they were. And so, that's a program that's really shined things up in an immense way. And I think this is another sign of that, is not that they've inked this deal, but the way it's being looked at. Because it's being looked at differently now that SMU's kind of established itself. If you had done this announcement 5 years ago, does anybody care? Are we talking about how this is some great game?
It would be a blip.
No, we're not.
With all due respect.
No, we're not. I mean, let's just call it what it is. So that's a testament to what the Ponies have done. And LSU and SMU in a non-con game sounds great to me. So I guess they've only played twice before, and it was a long, long time ago. 1922, SMU won 51-0, and I can't find where the tie was on the Winsipedia page. I guess that was
34.
1934. Okay, so they haven't played since 34. So that's a long time coming, and good on both for getting this done, and I look forward to that. But I do wonder how it fits into the big picture scheduling if things go the way that some people anticipate they will. LSU is going to have a hell of a schedule in 28-29 if things go how some people believe.
All right, so there's a good one for SMU, and whether they play, and I'm going to say for now that they will play at home. And one of the things is, okay, listen, we'll play in Dallas. If they play at AT&T Stadium, let's be honest, it will be just crushed with LSU fans because of the size and the nature of how many there are.
Well, part of this for SMU is they don't play TCU anymore, right? So that series is over. So you've got room to go replace them, and LSU's a major boost to the non-con schedule that otherwise was there with the hole in it because you didn't have TCU anymore. So yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, I wonder. I mean, I know Florida State went there this past year, and Paul, it was great, but it's a smaller stadium, and I just have a hard time imagining LSU fans coming up from Louisiana.
They had to. Like, again, that was like the ACC that was part of
that was part of, they had to do that.
The thing. It was part of the punishment, I think.
LSU's agreeing to this.
Yeah, LSU's agreeing to this, so it's a little bit different. And like I do share your trepidation, Craig, when it comes to it. I was trying to be optimistic. As you both know, it's not necessarily in my nature. But I did.
What is the percentage, 1 to 100, the percentage of you being optimistic about anything?
I'm like, I've been better lately. I'm at least in the high 30s now. But I just know how the world works. But yeah, and it's going to be floated. Here's the thing that bothers me. It's going to be floated out as like SMU doesn't see what they're doing. Of like, hey, we could sell a whole lot more tickets to this thing. That's more money for you guys if we just did this at AT&T Stadium. And hey, listen, we don't have to. We're happy to come there. We love your facilities. They're beautiful. Love what you guys are doing. You have so much money. It's great. Congratulations on being back in the big time. But we've already called Jerry. He's
we can fit 40,000 more, or no, more than that. Actually, he could fit more than 40,000 more. So yeah, I mean, we'll see when we get there. But that's just one initial thought I had is, oh wow, they're playing in Dallas, and we'll see if that's actually the case when the time comes. But SMU's got some nice teams on their schedule moving forward. I mean, Baylor and TCU this year, that's got a rivalry aspect to it. And then Baylor, Notre Dame next year, Oklahoma coming up in 27. Then the LSU series starts. So, and then Colorado and BYU after that. So they've got some nice games that'll be of interest in the non-con.
Well, I don't know if we're being unfair about the stadium site. Maybe we are. Maybe we're probably just realizing that could be a big money thing for everybody. But hopefully that SMU gets to play that game at home. And if they understand it would be better not to, then good for them. Good for them.
We're definitely not being unfair in any way. It's just common sense that you might want to play that game in a bigger stadium. And so it was surprising to see that. But, yeah, it's not a knock. It's just common sense to at least wonder about that. And you know what? We'll see in 4 years, 3 years, 4 years when they play that game.
Oh, we'll see something else pop. In fact,